Today I'm going to be answering some of your frequently asked questions about BuyBotWholesale. So just in case any of you are watching this and you're unfamiliar with this feature, basically you'll find this in the web view of BuyBotPro, the wholesale section, and what you can do is upload product sheets that you've gotten from suppliers, and BuyBotPro will analyze everything in the sheet to give you a list of analytical results, making it far easier for you to decide what you're going to pick out from the wholesaler and resell on Amazon. So it's a massive time saver. Absolutely love this feature, and I'm going to be going through, as I say, some of the more frequently asked questions I get about this feature. So first off, we're going to start with mapping the columns. There's quite a few questions about this one. So some of you guys ask about the product code. Now, the product code is an identifying code that helps BuyBotPro link the item to whatever it is on Amazon. Now, typically what you'll find from a supplier's product sheet is a barcode. Some other examples of identifying codes are above, so an EAN, a UPC, Universal Product Code, ASIN, obviously the Amazon Standard Identification Number. You won't typically find a spreadsheet that has things like ASIN in it because a lot of suppliers aren't really thinking of a specific reselling platform when making their product sheets. So most of the time you won't really have one that has an ASIN in it. The most common one will be a barcode. If it doesn't have the identifying code, I mean, this field and this one right here, these are mandatory fields. So a product code, a buy price in the marketplace you want to analyze in, that is crucial for going ahead with actually doing this. Without something like a product code, you basically just can't have BuyBotWholesale work on that file because it's crucial to its function. If it can't identify the item, it just can't do it. So you need to make sure that you are adding in the product code, and typically, as I say, it will be a barcode. The buy price will be whatever price we have for the item from the wholesaler in the sheet. So there we are, price per unit. Everything in this drop down, by the way, is determined on what you have in the spreadsheet you're uploading. Now, you might find that your drop down looks different depending on what spreadsheet you are using. If a spreadsheet is missing certain bits of information, so you might have one that only has a few things from this list here, that's just down to the spreadsheet. If the spreadsheet doesn't have a crucial bit of information in it, you need to make sure you're going back to the supplier and asking them if they have a different kind of spreadsheet that maybe has some more information, or if there's anything they can do to rectify that and add that in for you. It's worth an ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. So that is really the only option I can suggest if you are missing a crucial bit of information. But for the rest of it is determined by what you've got in there. Hey, sometimes you might get a spreadsheet where they actually do have the information, but it doesn't have a header. So in that case, you can just add the header for yourself, save the spreadsheet, upload it. Marketplace that we're analyzing in, a number of you ask about the task row limit. So this is basically how many rows in the sheet that BuyBotWholesale can analyze per day. So the limit right now is 5,000. Now, unfortunately, we don't set that limit completely on our own. We have to abide by what Amazon say. So Amazon are happy for us to request information for 5,000 rows. If they decide at some point down the line they're happy for us to increase that limit, then we will of course increase that limit. So hey, you might be watching this at a time when the limit is much higher, but for now, at the time of recording, the limit is 5,000 rows per day. Now, what do you do if you have a spreadsheet that has more than the limit? Well, if it's say double the amount, what you'll have to do is half that spreadsheet, or maybe it's one that's much bigger, in which case you might have to put it into quarters or whatever works best for you, and upload it chunk by chunk and analyze through the sheet that way. So that's really all that can be done about this until Amazon are happy for this limit to be increased, because at the end of the day, it is a lot of information that BuyBotPro is requesting from Amazon. So as they change stuff, we'll be able to change stuff too. The rest of the fields in here are completely optional and aren't crucial to the scanning of the file. They just help and make things a bit clearer. So if you can, of course, add in the title, then do so. Sell price, you won't really find that in a sheet unless, of course, you want to go in and add all the sell prices yourself for the analysis. But as I say, you won't typically have a sheet with a sell price in it because suppliers aren't thinking of the sell price for a particular reselling platform. The VAT rate, that can be quite useful to enter in. So if you want everything exclusive of VAT and you want to work this out later, you can just leave it at 0. Or if you want to have BuyBotPro work out the VAT on top of everything for you, you can enter in your standard VAT rates. In the UK it is 20, I'll use 20, and then you tap preview file. Now some of you ask about invalid rows. Now the most common reason for an invalid row is because there is a crucial bit of information missing, and this can be seen here, invalid product code, and of course there is no product code, so of course it's going to be invalid. There's nothing that it can identify on Amazon because it is missing that crucial bit of information. But we do have a number of valid rows, so we would go ahead and send that to the queue. Now, how long does a sheet take? Now, the time frame for a sheet can vary, and it depends on how much you are uploading. So of course, with a limit of 5,000, that's the most you'll be able to upload in at any one time. So if you have 5,000, that will take more time than, say, a sheet you're uploading, it's got like 100 products on it. So one with 100 products will probably complete in a matter of minutes. One that is a lot larger can take a bit longer. Now, you will have status updates within the wholesale feature, and you'll be notified when a spreadsheet has completed scanning, so you can go away and do other things. You don't have to stay on this page. You can go elsewhere and do whatever you want. You can download the results into a file if you want to. Maybe this will be easy if you are uploading a spreadsheet in chunks. So if you have split one in half, say, you can combine yesterday's results with today's results, then you've got a full spreadsheet of all of the results. And that will make it really easy for you to decide amongst all of that what it is that you're going to get. So that is another question that we've had. Is there an easier way to find the products that I want from the wholesaler? Now, the answer is yes. There's numerous ways that we can do this. You've no doubt seen the filters, and you can, of course, adjust the slider and you can enter in your own specified amount. So you can narrow down the exact range of items that would work for you using the filters. What you can also do as well is sort by like BSR, for example. That's quite a safe one to do. Sell price, profit, that's also a good one to do. So obviously the item that has the highest profit is a good one. And something you can do as well is go along and add items for a detailed analysis. So this is where you can get much more in-depth information. This is where BuyBotPro has to go and request a lot more information from Amazon. So this is why you have to go through and manually select things. Otherwise, it's just a lot of information BuyBotPro is getting from Amazon. And if we were to have a detailed analysis from the get-go for absolutely everything in a sheet, the daily limit would have to be much lower. So this is the only way that it can really be worked. So you'd have to manually choose things for the detailed analysis. It does have to fetch that information from Amazon. So it'll only take a couple of minutes, of course, depending on how many items you've selected, and you'll get a lot more information in here than in the basic analysis. So if you want to make a judgment with a lot more facts to work with, the detailed analysis would be the better way to do this. So yep, if you're happy with everything that you see in there, you can export the results to Google Sheets. You can download into an XLSX file. The choice is completely yours. But hopefully this has helped with some of those questions you may have about BuyBotWholesale.